why not partnering with partners like Infobip, which already have the access, already selling more or less telco APIs, and adding new features for network APIs on this. My name is Noel Wirzius. I'm working for Deutsche Telekom, and I'm doing product management around network APIs. So taking care of everything what we want to build up, and also taking care of roadmap and yes, everything around CAMARA and Open Gateway. If we take a look at the telco industry is moving quite fast. So now we're having a 5G network, we're having a 6G network, people talking about. But in the end, it's all about that the customer is happy. And for this, we now need to improve customer experience. And this we can do via network APIs, for example. So we need, on the first side, to improve the customer experience, but on the other side, also to get our investments back into 5G, for example. So customer expectation has changed in the last years a little bit. So customers are expecting more like really good service, because in the end, what we can do as a telco provider, we just can compete on a service level or on a feeling level. It's really like customer experience in the end, what we need to provide to our end users. So our private customers, they need to have a good experience, they need to love the team. And for this, we also need to improve on other sides. One example could be that Deutsche Telekom is helping to prevent fraud, to working together with banks and all of them just to give them information about potential SIM swap, because somebody is copying a SIM card, give them information about number recycling processes, give information about locations, so maybe there's a call or something from a country which you maybe not answer, and all of this. So what we're seeing is that customers are moving a little bit more into the digital age, that we call it like this. So they do a lot of streaming, they use more like all the internet. The whole life is now in the internet, in the cloud somehow. And we as telco needs to work together to bring this cloud to the end customers. So one example could be the API. It's called number verification. Maybe some heard about it. It's like silent authentication. It's more or less, I guess everybody's knowing, we're getting a 6-digit number which we need to put in to get into an app. It's called OTP, SMS. So, and this is like distracting my user experience in the end. And with this number verification API or silent authentication API, we as a telco can provide a solution towards a developer who can then check seamlessly with us if the user is really behind this device, and then it doesn't need to put in any more of the number. It's more secure and it's working quite more relaxed. And in the end, better user experience, shorter onboarding, shorter waiting times for the end user. On the other side, we also have like quality use cases where you, maybe in a congested area like here at MWC, where we have a crowd running around and you have maybe an influencer who wants to make a video or a live stream. So if we lift him up a little bit in the quality, then he can do his live stream, and he's really happy to do it, and all the people which are not here can see it. So this is one example. Another example could be really going to B2B area. You have maybe transaction systems like point of sales. So if the point of sale is not working, the company is not earning any money here. So if you want to buy some food, the area is congested and you cannot pay for it, then the people are going. And for this, it's quite important to have like something like a quality on demand API, so that all these small transactions are going really to a higher priority level, and then the cash points are working and the companies can make money. So let's talk about how network APIs can work together with RCS in the future. So network APIs can bring in like parameters which then they can be used to send out messages. For example, I can use an API called location retrieval or location verification. And if a customer is more or less like really in a defined area, so Noel is now at MWC and Infobip wants to invite me for a free drink, they can send me then out an RCS message. So it's not like sending out the RCS message to all of them, just sending out the RCS messages to the people who are close by and maybe popping up then really. So this is one use case. Other use cases, if you're going to logistics, we're staying at location, I can check out, is the truck driver really this far away? If not, maybe I need to change my logistic plans in the end, and then I'm sending an RCS message to the truck driver with his new logistic plan. So you can combine this quite well. You can bring in like SIM swap to make really sure. Let's example, you use something like a voice API and somebody is calling, and you can verify that the number is really the number and really the customers behind on both sides, it making a lot of the life easier and prevent fraud. So end users will not really see a network API, they hopefully will feel it and then more or less start loving the telco a little bit more than before. But if you take a look at developers on top, developers will just maybe not even see the CAMARA APIs, because on the level above we have like all the aggregators like Infobip. They will take in the CAMARA APIs from telcos and will build really good solutions for use cases, maybe to verify a customer, maybe to check if a customer is somewhere around or something like this. But they will combine a lot of APIs, and then the end consumer, the developer, uses more like aggregated or service API from Infobip and can fulfill directly their wishes and don't need to take 5 CAMARA APIs to fulfill one use case, and therefore Infobip can play a big role here. And we call it like a big challenge. On the one side, we need to enable in the best way all the customers, all the Gs. So 1, 3, 2Gs, 3G, 4G, whatever you have in your network. But on the other side, we know that network APIs in the future, so in a 5G standalone, in a 6G, can enable new features. So we're fighting on both sides. So we need to bring out like the key benefits right now, but also don't forget about the innovations, like something like prediction, building in artificial intelligence to have models in there and all of this. So it's investing in the future, but starting in the now to bring also not to lose attraction. So, for example, if you take a look around, I'm not sure how many devices on this conference are available available to get a 5G standalone network. So you also need to address the ones who cannot do this. If not, then there's no reach in the end. So I see there's a big potential for monetization because we're adding a value add. We're giving out more or less first-time information out of our network from telco side. Telco is a trustful source in most of the countries. So if you're giving out data, it's, let me say, trusted data, because nobody can really easily spoof this. So it's like adding a security level, giving more trust on customer interactions, and even we can prevent our fraud use case in the end. So yes, I see monetization, and I see that we should add it in here. And I also see there's a lot of value then to take these APIs and bring in new APIs on top to add even more monetization on the aggregator side. So in the Open Gateway, we have these working groups which are called Open Gateway Local Champions. And in this local champions, all the tech operators from one country sitting together and working on the roadmaps for the country and trying to push out in. In Germany, we have also one local champion group where we're sitting together with Vodafone, Telefonica, and since 1 year also with 1&1. So we're working there on different APIs we want to have. Last year on MWC, we launched Number Verify and SIM Swap API. This year, we announced more or less for the Q1 the Know Your Customer Match API for the whole German market. So it's a good way to interact with all the telcos on local champion side, and we need to push it for it. So the goal should be, even if I take a look at our whole footprint, taking an example for Croatia, Austria and Poland, that we have the same working group in each country, because we need to make sure that all the operators are pushing the APIs more or less at the same time to the market, so that an Infobip can take them and can offer an aggregated product to the developer and not just one telco, and the developer then need to check if the end consumer is really in this network or not. This is not working. So if I take a look at what the biggest trends could be, I really believe in quality on demand. Quality on demand is just in the starting phase, but if I take a look what is all in quality on demand. So in the end, we need from telco side to predict our network. We need to know when something happening. We need to give information. Okay, you will have a good connectivity, we will have a bad connectivity. We can improve your connectivity with this product or this product. Maybe even we don't want to say it, we can say we guarantee or we give you access to the quality you want for your route, for your area and all of this. And this is how we need to find out. And this we can do with artificial intelligence. We can then build on this model as a service, training as a service, just to have a lot of different variation here. So I guess even AI is one important point in the next steps, so to really fulfill all the needs. But this is really more like the long term than the short term. Infobip is a really good partner for us because they have the access to all the developers they have right now onboarded in the whole CPaaS environment. And if you take a look at telcos, it doesn't have a developer community. So how we should reach out to developers? Well, by ourselves, it's really expensive. It's really a lot of effort. So why not partnering with partners like Infobip, which already have the access, already selling more or less telco APIs, and adding new features for network APIs on this. And even Infobip has really strong partnerships in a lot of different countries that are in our footprint, so it's helping us to improve even with B2B sites here and there.